What's up, hackers? Welcome to another episode of External Attack Surface Management, or just a fancy way of saying recon. In this video, I want to talk about Shodan and how you can use and leverage their search engine and different platforms and products they offer in order to identify either assets belonging to an organization or finding different software across the entire internet and chasing them down using Shodan. So hi, my name is NahamSec, and today I want to talk about Shodan. But before we jump into this video, please do me a favor and hit this video with a like and maybe become a homie by subscribing to the channel, and this way you can get notified every time I post something new and you can see the next episodes of this series once I post them. So what is Shodan? Well, Shodan is pretty much a search engine that allows you to search for anything that's connected to the internet, whether it's a web server, an IoT device, or even a SCADA system. So how does this all work? Well, they scan the entire internet and they give you specific filters where you can filter to the data and the metadata that I've collected on every single thing that I've scanned, and you can search through them and find the things that you're looking for. And I know this sounds like a lot, but we'll cover it just a little bit. Bear with me, we'll get into it in just a bit. But unfortunately, scanning the internet is not cheap. So if you want to use their data, you may have to pay in order to use their services. Pretty much the way it works is the more data you want, the more you have to pay. But there are a few ways where you can get access. One, if you are in school, so if you have it at EDU or at university, email address, you can use that to get some sort of a free upgrade. You can also pay $49 as a one-time fee to get a limited number of queries per month, which is one of the most popular options. And you can go all the way through, I think, up to $1,000, from $69 to $1,000 a month, depending on what you want to do and how much you want to monitor and how many queries you want to send. If you want to know more about their billings and stuff and how it all works, I'll put a link down below in the description. Maybe you can choose which one you want to do. Again, you don't have to pay for it. There is a free version. We can also wait for Black Friday to get a better deal once the sales go up. And of course, if you don't want to pay, as a part of this video, the folks behind Shodan has reached out to me and they've given me some vouchers to give away. So watch the entire video. At some point, I'm going to tell you how you can enter to win and get a free upgrade on me. But we'll get into that at some point later during this video. So Shodan has a ton of different features and products depending on what tier you purchase. But there are three main ones that I like to use depending on what I'm doing. So the first one is Shodan Trends. Think of this as a way of seeing how many servers or how many devices are running a particular software. For example, you can search for how many servers are using Nginx or Tomcat, or even go as far as looking how many servers are hosting something on port 8080. This is pretty much a visual representation of the entire internet and what's being hosted on the internet using Shodan Trends. The second one is the Shodan Monitor. This is really cool. I enjoy using this one a lot myself. Whether you're a bug bounty hunter, a red teamer, or even you own an organization and you want to actually monitor your own assets, this is a good place to start. The way it works is you can go to your monitor dashboard and you can enter a list of IP addresses or an IP range, a domain, or a list of domains that you have. And what it will do is it will kick off a scan. It will port scan for those ranges or those domains, tell you what ports are open. It gives you information on what they may be hosting. And it goes also as far as scanning for known vulnerabilities and CVEs, and it makes a list of all of those for you within your dashboards. But there's also one more thing that's really cool and helpful, especially if you're trying to monitor a new company. What you can do is you can create a trigger, whether it's a webhook or an email, where it notifies you every time a new service was discovered within those domains or IP ranges. So if you're a bug bounty hunter, a red teamer, or a pen tester, and you want to be the first to know when a service or a new domain or an asset was spun up, this is a great way to identify those and be the first to know about them. And last but not least, and this is one of my favorites, and I think that's what everyone uses Shodan for, is the actual Shodan search engine. This is where you can pretty much use all the filters that are available to you. Again, that kind of depends on what tier you have with Shodan, but some of these filters are amazing. And if you're not sure about the filters, the website itself gives you a list of them. I'll drop a link down in the description again. And there's also a book that was authored by the founder of Shodan. I'll link that down below in the description as well, where it talks about how to use Shodan efficiently, and it's also a great place to start. So there are a lot of filters when it comes down to Shodan, but I want to highlight some of my favorite ones. So the obvious and most basic one is using org, which is you can say org equals to Disney. This will give you a list of all the assets that I've identified that belongs to Disney. You can also go a step further and do SSL. You can say SSL Disney. That will pull a list of all these certs that belong to Disney as an organization. Also keep this in mind that you can combine all these filters, you can put them together and make a giant query that gives you something very, very specific. But those are the two basics ones you can use to quickly identify assets that belong to a company. The next thing you can do is you can do something like org Disney, and again, that will give you a list of all their assets, and you can actually query for the title of every single page. So you can do HTTP title, and you can look for something like login. This will bring back every single login page, or every page that has the word login in the title and belongs to Disney, which is cool if you're looking for assets that may require signing up. You could be looking for admin panels and that sort of things. We can also get more creative. Let's say you are fingerprinting for a specific app. Maybe an app you're looking for on an organization or across the internet responds with a specific header. So let's say the header is x-test. Shodan actually has stored every single response from every single one of these assets within its database, and you can query for that. So again, let's say if you're looking for this application, there's a specific header, you can actually search the entire database by giving it that header name or the value that responds within that header or whatever it is, and look for it. Which is really, really cool if you really think about how you can identify maybe internal assets, which is something that I really leveraged as a bug bounty hunter when I was looking for internal assets that belong to a particular organization. So if you think about it, if you identify a OneLogin or an Okta or whatever the SSO domain is that they use to authenticate these internal apps, you can actually look for the location header within these responses that Shodan has already saved in the database. So if you are hitting a particular domain, that domain is going to send you to an SSO or a single sign-on. If you have that URL, you can query for it, and it will give you a list of all those internal assets, and you can go after them and see if you can find a vulnerability. So those were just a few of the different queries. Again, we can make a whole video on how to do Shodan. It's probably gonna be a lot longer than 10 minutes. Leave me a comment. Let me know if that's what you want. Maybe we can do some automation around it. But again, there are a lot of different filters you can use, but these were some of my favorite quick ones that I wanted to highlight and show you how powerful it could be if you put them together, you combine different filters to find specific assets for an organization. And as promised, I said I was gonna give away some free vouchers. Do me a favor, leave a comment and tell me if there's any specific methods, any specific filter that you could use as a bug bounty hunter that I may have forgotten that you use in your testing, or you use in your bug hunting, or you use in your engagements. Which ones have I missed? I'm going to pick some random ones, some of the clever ones, or some of my favorites in the comments, and pick 10 winners to give you a free upgrade on me, thanks to the folks at Shodan. Okay, that's it. Go try these out. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you find any juicy assets or this actually may lead into a vulnerability that you may have found. I would love to hear from you all. Again, I'm always on Twitter. You can send me a DM if you find something. If you have anything that you think I should cover in my next video, or as a platform that you want me to cover next, do me a favor. Let me know. I would love to do it in the next episode. But until then, peace. Gucci, bro. I gotta just give you some of the shots for